Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 50 Egyptian pound standard circulation banknote, which was launched in the years from 2001 to 2015 by the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt. These banknotes were printed by the Central Bank of Egypt and were printed at the printing house of the Central Bank of Egypt, Egypt. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular-shaped banknote made from paper material. It is printed using the intaglio technique, that is, raised printing technique, which can be felt by soft touch on the note surface. The banknote includes background colors of brown and blue. The size of the banknote is 160 mm by 70 mm. There are two varieties found in the watermark of the note, that is, from the year 2001 to 2006, the note consists the bust of King Tutankhamun, and, from the year 2006 to 2015, the note consists the bust of King Akhenaten. There are two varieties found in the security thread of the note, that is, from the year 2001 to 2006, it has a buried black security thread, with the denomination 50 junay, that is 50 pounds, engraved on it in Arabic, and it also has a silver windowed security thread, with pyramids engraved on it, and, from the year 2006 to 2015, it has a buried black security thread, with the denomination 50 junayha, that is, 50 pounds, engraved on it in Arabic, which can be read in both sides of the note, and it also has a silver windowed security thread, with the denomination 50 kamsun junayha, that is, 50 pounds, engraved on it in Arabic. The date of issue on the notes before the year 2000 were printed in YDDMMY format, and the date of issue on the notes from the year 2000 to 2015 were printed in YYYYMMDD format. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 50 junayha in Arabic on the bottom left corner and the bottom right corner of the note. Next, it has a latent image with text Misr, that is, Egypt, in Arabic. Next, it has a watermark, which consists of the image of the bust of King Akhenaten and the value of the note 50 in electrotype. Akhenaten, also spelled Akhenaten or Echnaten, was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh reigning 1353 to 1336 or 1351 to 1334 BC, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Before the 5th year of his reign, he was known as Amenhotep IV, Hellenized as Amenophis IV. As a pharaoh, Akhenaten is noted for abandoning traditional ancient Egyptian religion of polytheism and introducing Atenism, or worship centered around Aten. The views of Egyptologists differ as to whether the religious policy was absolutely monotheistic, or whether it was monolatristic, syncretistic, or henotheistic. This culture shift away from traditional religion was reversed after his death. Akhenaten's monuments were dismantled and hidden, his statues were destroyed, and his name excluded from lists of rulers compiled by later pharaohs. Traditional religious practice was gradually restored, notably under his close successor Tutankhamun, who changed his name from Tutankhaten early in his reign. Next, it has an Eye of Horus as a see-through registration. The Eye of Horus, also known as left-wedged eye or ujud eye, specular to the Eye of Ra, right-wedged eye, is a concept and symbol in ancient Egyptian religion that represents well-being, healing, and protection. The Eye of Horus was thus equated with funerary offerings, as well as with all the offerings given to deities in temple ritual. The Eye of Horus symbol, a stylized eye with distinctive markings, was believed to have protective magical power, and appeared frequently in ancient Egyptian art. Next, it has the text Al-Bink al-Markazi al-Mizri in Arabic language in Kufic script. Next, it has the denominational value Kamsun Junayha in Arabic language in Naskh script. Next, it has the signature of the governor of the Central Bank of Egypt. Next, at the center, it features the picture of the Abu Hariba Mosque, the Mosque of Emir Kijmez al-Ishaqi, in Cairo, Egypt. The Mosque of Emir Kijmez al-Ishaqi or Abu Hariba Mosque, sometimes written Abu Hariba, is a late Mamluk-era mosque in Cairo, Egypt. It dates from 1480 to 81 CE and is located in the historic Al-Darb al-Amr district, near Bab Zuwayla. It is considered by many to be one of the finest examples of late Mamluk architecture. The mosque was likely begun in the late 1470s and completed in 1480 to 1481. It was commissioned by a Burji Mamluk emir, commander, called Saif al-Din Kijmaz al-Ishaqi, who served during the rule of Sultan Qaitbay. He served in several highly important positions, such as Emir-Akur, officer in charge of the royal stables, and Emir al-Hajj, officer in charge of the pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj. He was also appointed governor of Alexandria in 1470, and then governor of Syria in 1480, a position he retained until his peaceful death in 1487. During his tenure in Syria, he built a new tomb for himself in Damascus, and he was buried there instead of in the mausoleum of the mosque he had built in Cairo. His mosque in Cairo was built on what was then the main road between the southern city gate, Bab Zuwayla, and the citadel of Cairo, passing through what is now known as the Al-Darb al-Amr district. The mosque's popular name, the Mosque of Abu Hurayba, or Abu Hariba, among other spellings, is derived from the Sheikh Abu Hurayba, who was known as a wali, and was buried in the domed mausoleum in 1852, and, at the bottom of the central image, it has the lettering Masjid Abu Hurayba 1479 to 1481 in Arabic. Next, it has a silver-windowed security thread running vertically, with the denomination 50 Kamsun Janeha, that is, 50 pounds, engraved on it in Arabic. Next, it has a buried black solid security thread running vertically, showing the demetailized denomination 50 Janeha, that is, 50 pounds, in Arabic language engraved on it, which can be read in both sides of the note. Next, it has the year of printing of the note, which is mentioned according to Gregorian calendar in Arabic. Next, it has OVI optical variable ink printed vignette, that is, green magenta OVI. Next, it has microtext for value of the note, Kamsun Janeha in Arabic language, and, next, it has the serial numbers in Arabic, printed horizontally in black magnetic ink on the bottom left corner and the top right corner of the note. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral, 50 LE, that is, 50 livres Egyptiennes or Egyptian pounds, in English on the bottom left corner, and it has a denominational numeral, 50 pounds in English on the bottom right corner of the note. Next, it has the denominational value 50 pounds in English. Next, it has the text Central Bank of Egypt in English language. Next, at the center, it features the picture of the archaic boat or the Nile boat, winged sun with flanked Egyptian cobras, which is the symbol for royalty, power and divinity in ancient Egypt, winged scarab with sun disk, as underprint, and the inside view of Edfu Temple, Memisi of Edfu. The Temple of Edfu is an Egyptian temple located on the west bank of the Nile in Edfu, Upper Egypt. The city was known in the Hellenistic period in Latin as Apollonopolis Magna, after the chief god Horus, who was identified as Apollo under the Interpretatio Graeca. It is one of the best preserved shrines in Egypt. The temple was built in the Ptolemaic kingdom between 237 and 57 BC. The inscriptions on its walls provide important information on language, myth and religion during the Hellenistic period in Egypt. In particular, the temple's inscribed building texts provide details both of its construction and also preserve information about the mythical interpretation of this and all other temples as the island of creation. There are also important scenes and inscriptions of the sacred drama which related the age-old conflict between Horus and Seth. They are translated by the Edfu Project. The Temple of Edfu is the largest temple dedicated to Horus and Hathor of Dendera. It was the center of several festivals sacred to Horus. Each year, Hathor traveled south from her temple at Dendera to visit Horus at Edfu, and this event marking their sacred marriage was the occasion of a great festival and pilgrimage. The Temple of Edfu is nearly intact and a good example of an ancient Egyptian temple. Its archaeological significance and high state of preservation have made it a center for tourism in Egypt and a frequent stop for the many riverboats that cruise the Nile. In 2005, access to the temple was revamped with the addition of a visitor's center and paved car park. A lighting system was added in late 2006 to allow night visits, and, next, it has micro-text for value of the note, £50 in English language. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.